When we last left off here, Sunny and Team Star actually took down the Umbrella Corporation's laboratory within Arkham City's boating dock area. However, one little problem here. Wesker still managed to release Nemesis, and so as he's collecting things that he'll need for the next outbreak, if you will, here, this is where Nemesis himself decides to not only emerge from his pod, but gives a roar. This roar shakes everyone, and only Jill realizes who it is. And she begins to explain Nemesis to the team. He's a tyrant, an enhanced tyrant, mind you. And keep in mind, when Sunny asks what a tyrant is, she basically explains it. Think of a super soldier, but more mutated. To which he says, oh, okay, that definitely makes sense here. So with that being said here, he then asks them, what do we do? Do we just go out and kill it here? To which Jill says, unfortunately, that's the problem. It's extremely hard to kill here. It took her over 4 different tries back in Raccoon City in order to kill it. To which Sunny says, yeah, but you never had him. You could probably just rip it apart. And she said, yeah, this thing got hit in an acid bath and unfortunately didn't die. So yeah, it's definitely going to be difficult here. And so with that being said here, the group actually sets out here with all of them at the ready, all weapons drawn here. And this is where we actually hear a rumble, or basically they feel a rumble here. And when they get to the location, they see that Nemesis not only did not stay in the facility to haunt them, but went out into Joker's territory. Because keep in mind, they would be still in Amusement Mile at this time here, where Joker's, territory is and stuff like that there. And this is because, again, the boating dock area is in Joker's territory if you look at the Arkham City map. So this is a problem here. And so on panic mode here, Sunny leaps out and rushes, trying to track down Nemesis, but his scent is so pungent and disgusting that it causes him to throw up. And Frost goes to check on him here, and he states that he can't even track him. It's so repulsive. He just can't stomach the scent of him. To which she kind of laughs and says, guess we finally found something you wouldn't tear apart and eat. To which he kind of gives her a look like, really? You're going to make that kind of joke right now? To which she kind of just shrugs, and they actually just go about it here. And so, where is Nemesis at this time? Well, he's a little bit discreet. There are so many he can infect now. And so, he actually starts picking off inmates, one by one by one, and begins infecting all of them here, infecting them with the T virus. And so, instead of actually making them like zombies with, head bursters on them here, he just makes them regular zombies. However, I'm going to twist the knife a little bit here. He makes them similar to the zombies from Dead Island, the first stage of the infected, if you will, here. Now, again, the reason why I'm doing this is because I am planning a season 2 for it, where I guess you guys can kind of get the hint here. But again, nevertheless here, I do think it would just keep it a bit more grounded for the Arkhamverse here. By the way, if you wonder where Batman is, he's busy fighting Ra's al Ghul at this moment here. Because again, whole story for Batman still has to carry through here. But unfortunately, this infection does spread throughout Amusement Miles here. And so Jill and the rest of her team, or the rest of the Stars team in general, I'm just going to call them the Stars team, or Team Stars here, all go back to that little crowded area where you find the Titan container in Arkham City in Joker's territory, right? Good thing is blocked off here, and they actually start seeing what's happening, hacking into the cameras and stuff like that there. They're able to see that there are now zombies, and the infection is spreading here. And so this is where Sunny makes a very interesting decision. He's going to get Harley out of the steel mill here. And this is where Frost looks at him like, what? You're going to get Harley. Harley Quinn, Joker's loyalist. To which he says, I understand how it sounds, but again, she's one of the few people that I actually come to like. And to which Frost kind of rolls her eyes and just lets him have it, but she doesn't let him go alone and just goes along with him here. So Sunny, being the caring and loving boyfriend that he is here, allows Frost to ride on his back here, to which she actually enjoys it here. And well, Yeah, it's kind of like just Killer Frost riding on a whole entire rampaging reptilian bull as she pretty much shoots ice, freezing, or if not using ice shards to kill any of the zombies in the area. And so this is where they make their way into the steel mill through, I would probably say, a back door, if you will. Here, I guess you can kind of say the same way that Batman got into the steel mill the second time here, except Sunny can leap and scale and Frost can just freeze any of the gears in water, so they pretty much get through it just as easily here. And this is where they actually see all these inmates panicking with Joker, or what it seems to be like Joker here. And so when Sunny and Frost appear here, the inmates immediately point their guns at him, but Frost is simply not in the mood for this nonsense here. And she actually does something very interesting, considering this should be in Killer Frost's power range here. She simply freezes the atmosphere around the guns, not only causing them to jam, but to shatter like glass. And this is where Sunny wants Harley to come with him here. And so, Harley not wanting to, Sunny is forced to just jump up there towards the meeting area and simply grabs her. However, Joker grabs him. And this is where Sunny now sees that this isn't Joker. Joker's not this strong. And so, this is where Sunny actually does something that, honestly, he would have done to the real Joker anyway. And that's he slashes his guts out. Or slashes clay out of him. And he says just as he expected. However, he jumps back with Harley on his shoulder here, and well, it turns out that this is Clayface. Again, just like in the original, except a bit earlier. To which he then asks himself, where's the real Joker? And this is where Harley kind of gives a involuntary indication here that she'll never find him, even if he is on life support in the office right now. Oops. And this is where he kind of looks at her like, just don't talk. For your own sake, Harley, just don't talk here. So Sunny actually throws Harley against the wall and Frost freezes her in place just so that she can't move here. And this is where they actually begin to engage Clayface here. And so when Sunny realizes that slashing him is going to work, he just has Frost ended right then and there. And so she does what Batman would have done, with the ice grenades, except it's on a whole nother level here. She freezes Clayface completely. And when I mean completely, she freezes him to the point where he is literally ice itself here. And so Sunny shatters him like glass. Now, do I think this kills Clayface in this timeline? Yeah, I do. Considering the sheer fact that Killer Frost will likely be able to turn him or transmute him in some way with her ice abilities to create him or turn him into ice, this would definitely allow Sunny to just shatter him like glass here. And so this is where they make their way towards Ivy. And Ivy, obviously observing this likely through the plants that are in Arkham City, understands what's going on and allows Harley to stay with her here. And again, this keeps Harley out of harm's way. Now, you might ask, well, what about the rest of the inmates in Amusement Mile? Oh, they get infected. Yeah, I definitely think that considering they wouldn't be able to fight Sunny and the sheer fact that they know good and well he's willing to gut them like a fish, plus with Killer Frost being able to freeze and shatter their weapons here, it's very possible they either ran or just went to find other weapons. Meaning that I would definitely have a scene where we actually just see the inmates getting either bitten and infected by these zombies here, which again would take some time, or they just simply get devoured and eaten by these first stage infecteds. And again, this is still going on here. However, let's address something else here. Hugo Strange. And I could definitely see the Tiger Guards observing this here. And this would actually be interesting, as we would definitely see a moment where Nemesis utilizes his tendril to slam a helicopter onto the ground here, again creating more of a disturbance in Arkham City. However, there is one more thing we have to talk about here, and this is the sheer fact that Penguin had already blown the bridges just like in the original story. So Nemesis is going to have to figure out how to get across here, and understandably he can do so, probably utilizing his tendrils or even a super jump, if you will, just to get across, or pretty much clamber onto the buildings from the side and utilize this opportunity to get into Two-Face's territory. And then an infection starts there. Then it just spreads on throughout there here. We see very little inmates actually trying to make their way throughout different areas here. Now again, thanks to the sheer fact that Sonny has been able to, well, secure the church and stuff like that there, we can actually say whoever's in the church, like in the original game here, is in the church here. However, one small change to the timeline here. Vicky Vale does not make her way into Arkham City and is unable to report this here. So this means that this never happens, and pretty much she never should have been a part of the story here. Now, as for other inmates like Deadshot here, Deadshot would actually make his way to the museum, and I do think the cops would definitely let him in here, considering the sheer fact that he is a very great asset than a greater asset and benefit than a detriment to them at this point here. So again, they hold off the infected here, actually doing something good in the franchise for once, or being useful in the franchise, excuse me. And then Deadshot is allowed to stay with them at the museum. And Penguin is still locked up, but considering he's at the front here, I would definitely say the infection definitely takes hold here, and we would see a scene where Penguin is just like safe, but again, he sees the infected just kind of like clawing at his just clawing at his container here. So yeah, that does happen here. Now you might ask yourself, where's Robin at this time? Because again, like in the last part, I did have Robin participate in Arkham City, and he would definitely be able to, well, do the Zaz case himself, introducing the cryptographic voice synthesizer like in the original. And I would actually say he's at the church during this time here, definitely wondering what the heck is going on here. And so, where would Sonny and Frost be at this time here? Well, they would definitely be looking for Nemesis, and looking for him in a way that doesn't rely on Sonny having to really use his nose here in order to track him down. They understand that Jill has a good visual, so Jill would definitely be guiding them through on what Nemesis looks like here. And this is where they eventually do find him here, and he's making his way towards, I would definitely say, Strange's Tower. Now, let's also talk about another thing, Batman. When Batman gets the cure here, he actually, gets out of the sewers and sees what's going on. But keep in mind, he still would have been, I think, in Amusement Mile at this time, or again, found some way to really just escape this area here. And so this is where he sees Arkham City in so much chaos, like so much more than he expected. He sees these zombies, these infected, these fresh infected, if you will, here, just feasting on the inmates. Those who get away are able to temporarily hide, eventually become them here. And so he wonders what the heck is going on and makes his way to the church here. And this is where he meets Robin here. And so Batman and Robin do their own thing, and they start actually investigating here. However, this is where they also run into Sonny and Killer Frost making their way towards Hugo Strange's tower here. And so we would actually see the guards here sniping at Nemesis the best that they can here. However, Nemesis is just too durable for this here. And I would actually say that he just utilizes his tendrils to start infecting the guards here. And so, yeah, that eventually leads to one of the guards having to kill themselves here. I'm sorry to say that for anyone who's actually dealt with suicide and everything. But again, it seems in character for the Tiger Guards, considering they are meant to be just fearless from Batman and stuff like that there. So I think Hugo would definitely say if they're compromised, they should definitely offline themselves here. So I definitely see one of the guards doing that, while the other one just succumbs to the infection here. And so with that being said here, Nemesis then makes his way into Strange's compound here with Sonny, Killer Frost, and now Batman, Robin, and I would actually say Azrael as well here. And so when the group actually regroups here, or, when everyone regroups here, they actually spot Azrael following them. And this is where, Sonny and Robin do get reacquainted with each other. And, just tell like, hey, what's up, man? How you been? Well, I thought it was good here until we started having a freaking zombie apocalypse out of here. Like Walking Dead and stuff like that, just out of nowhere. To which, everyone does get along here, with Frost even explaining to Batman on how things have been so far. But this is where another thing happens. Azrael here. Azrael, yes, is a bit out there. He's a bit more mysterious still here. However, right now, they need all the help we can get. Azrael does, in fact, just explain the prophecy he's seen for Gotham. But again, with this going on here, this could possibly change everything he's seen. That Gotham could likely suffer a worse fate if this Nemesis is allowed to live here. And so, with that being said here, Batman thinks they should find a cure. However, Sonny states that, yeah, after they kill Nemesis, to which Batman doesn't, disagree upon that. However, he wants to help these inmates, to which this is where Sonny and Frost, well, more or less Sonny, kind of looks at them like most of these inmates are already far too gone. They're starting to literally devour the rest of them here. Some of them won't even be able to live with themselves after what they did, even though some of these guys are some of the worst criminals. But again, some of these people don't really need to be saved here. Even if we find a cure, how long do you think that would take? Months? Weeks? Maybe years here? I understand you're smart, Batman, but this is one of those situations where maybe Protocol 10 is for the best. But again, just for here. We understand that we've saved some of the inmates here. But right now, yeah, this isn't the kind of situation where we have time to really start studying and capturing a zombie? Really? I don't think that would be a pretty smart idea, risking the infection likely being airborne and infecting everyone else here. Minus him and probably Frost as well. So Batman understands what he's laying down here, but again, it states he does say, that it would be better to have a cure for the far future. What if this happens again on another island? What if you're assigned to another mission? Wouldn't you like to have a cure just in case here? Sonny, understanding what Batman is now actually presenting here, states that, okay, you got a point, old man. But right now, let's get this done here. And so, as they make their way through the compound, they see either dead and some infected guards here. Making quick work of them here, we see Sonny tearing a few in half and just throwing them against the wall here, or just cutting them down here. And so, Frost freezes them or uses ice shards to simply just kill them. Robin uses his bow staff in a much more lethal fashion and kills them. And Batman hits them with a triple batarang, killing them here. So again, yeah, it's kind of is what it is right now here. I mean, there's zombies, they're undead, they ain't got no regrets. Batman ripped out Grundy's heart in this story. I don't think there's too much of a problem here. And so as they make their way through the compound here, they see Nemesis scaling the building. And so Sonny, being the only one that can actually catch him at this time, does. He actually goes up the building 5 times faster than what Nemesis could have here. And this is where he simply snatches him off the building and in a dramatic fashion hits that man with a dive-bombing suplex into the platform where Batman, fights the usually fights the the Tiger Guards in the original here. And so Sonny tackles him down the elevator this time here. And they pretty much go into the area where, you're meant to enter Ra's al Ghul's area and then also fight Tiger Guards and stuff like that there. So, with that being said here, yeah, the Nemesis and Sonny here both do engage each other here. And it is a brutal and long fight here, where Nemesis utilizes tendril to try and infect Sonny, but Sonny's able to not only grab it, but uses claws to dig in, causing so much pain, and simply whirls Sonny through the platform areas, or the platforms of the tower structure here. Meanwhile, Batman, Robin, and Killer Frost do make their way up to Strange, but again, obviously with a bit more difficulty, because again, they do have to, navigate the area here. Or better yet, Batman and Robin make their way up, while Frost actually just uses her powers to create a cushion for her to fall down so she can see how Sonny's doing. And so the battle between Sonny and Nemesis would absolutely be brutal here. And so this is where I would have Sonny maul Nemesis viciously, tearing into him, claws and horns and everything. Anything except his jaws here. And so this is where Nemesis begins to turn into his dog form here, adapting and overcoming this situation here. But unfortunately, just like in the original here, Protocol 10 does need to happen here. And so this is where we see Hugo Strange tell his Tiger Guards to eliminate everything in Arkham City. However, understanding that there are still innocents here, Batman forces him to relay the message to target everything except the church here, where the political inmates, Cash's team here, and even some of the villains are. And this is where also Poison Ivy makes herself to the church as well here in order to prevent the bombing. Now, I would actually end this off in a different way here, with the Batman, Robin, Killer Frost, and Sunny confronting Nemesis in his final form here. Because again, I do think Sunny would have overpowered the dog form and then forced Nemesis into his final state. Peace.